Hi, this is Floyd Stensrud, Director of Planning and Enrollment. Welcome to the online permit review. In this presentation, we will go over the key points of the permit application process as well as review the available options that school administrators have for processing each application. The online standard open enrollment application will facilitate a parent's desire to permit their student into a school of their choice, with the exception of schools that are currently under moratorium. In the first section of the application, parents are asked to select which school year they will be applying for. This parent has indicated that this application is for the next year by having clicked on Application for Next School Year 2017-2018. The available options for this section will depend upon the time of year in which the parent is applying. The section asking for personal information simply explains the conditions under which the student will be able to stay at the school and that a new permit will need to be filled out for each level if moving, for example, from elementary to middle school. If the parent answers no to the question regarding attendance in Canyon School District, then the parent must enter their student's information manually. Under Boundary School, the parent can also click here to determine which school's boundary they are in based on the information in EduLog. The parent may also choose special programs the student may be involved in, such as special education, dual immersion, or SALTA. The Instructional Supports Department currently uses a permit form they have created when permitting students to schools housing dual language immersion and SALTA programs. When a parent attempts to use this online permit program to gain access to a school and are involved in either the dual language immersion or SALTA program, submission of the application will be disabled and this pop-up will result, directing them as to whom they must contact to complete the permit process. For schools currently on moratorium status or for grades or programs that are deemed too full to allow further permitting to that school, a similar formatted note would show in the online permit screen informing parents of the current school's status. Corner Canyon High School is used as an example of what the parent would see. Under Contact Information, for parents who do not have an email address, they may indicate this by clicking on the I don't have an email address checkbox. In these circumstances, an email will go to the school stating that the parent does not have an email address and that someone from the school must contact the parent to verbally confirm the permit. The school must then confirm the permit on behalf of the parent. This page also allows the parent to disclose whether their student has been suspended or expelled from a previous school. If they respond with yes, then an explanation box pops up for them to explain. Suspension and expulsion reasons can vary widely from district to district or from districts to private or charter schools. The reasons should be taken into consideration when determining a student's eligibility to permit to a school. In the final part of the application, the parent checks off 4 boxes indicating that the permit does not offer a guarantee of acceptance to the school to which they are permitting. That permitting online to a school of choice is not part of the registration process. That parents must transport their students to school when the student has been accepted to a school, and that the information they are providing in the online permit is true and accurate. When the parent has verified all information using the electronic signature at the bottom of the page, a confirmation email is sent to the parent indicating acceptance, denial/waitlist, or provisional if a provisional contract is in order. They are also provided a link through which they can view the current status of their application or, once their application is accepted, confirm their attendance at the requested school. The school also has access to this page through the View Permits page, which we will go over in a later slide. To view the online permit database, enter your Canyon's username and password into the login prompt in the top right. Once logged in, the View Permits page will open by default. We are now viewing the database from the perspective of the principal and designees under the tab View Permits. You will notice that you have several filters from which to view permits: show received, show denied, show waitlisted, show revoked, show accepted/provisional, show rescinded, and show confirmed. Each of these filters gives you a different perspective from which to analyze the permits currently in your system. Show received indicates the permits that have been received but that have not yet been approved or denied. They are pending action on the school's part. Show denied allows you to see the permits that have been denied and that are not waitlisted for potential future openings. Show waitlisted shows you those students who are currently being waitlisted in a time and date stamped column in case program or classroom space becomes available. Parents have the option to opt out of this waitlist when they receive the email telling them that their child has been waitlisted. The page where parents can do this is the same page that allows the parent to view the current status of their permit application. Show revoked shows you those students who have been revoked either for disciplinary reasons or because they have transferred to another school within or outside the district. Show accepted/provisional shows you applications that have been accepted based on provisional status, but have not yet been confirmed by a parent or guardian. You will not use the Show Rescinded Permits filter very often. This filter is useful for viewing those permits that were not accepted by a parent once the permit was confirmed. Show Confirmed shows you those students whose permits have been confirmed by the principal or designee and are currently active in Skyward. The tab marked Outgoing Permits shows a list of students who have been confirmed at a school other than the boundary school. The enrollment summary screen will assist in providing a summary of where the students in your building are coming from who may be living in the district but who are out of your school's boundary. Knowing where the students are coming from to your school who are living outside of the district boundary, knowing who those students are that are living within your school's boundary but not enrolled at your school, and the total overall enrollment for each grade. Each number represents a student. When you click on the number, a list of students will appear to define the information more specifically. The information on this page is gathered directly from Skyward. The Add Restrictions screen allows a principal or designee to waitlist students who may be applying for a permit to a particular grade or program that is currently at capacity. The automatic waitlist status may also be deleted as space becomes available by clicking the Delete button to the right of the screen. Parents will also have the option to opt out of the waitlist in the email notification they will receive. Waitlisted students are always date and time stamped. It should be noted that an administrator at a moratorium school will not have the option to delete the moratorium status. Moratorium status schools are set by the Canyons Board of Education. Corner Canyon and Willow Springs are currently on moratorium status. If a parent attempts to permit to one of these schools, the first pop-up will appear communicating to the parent that the following schools are not accepting applications for your grade for the selected year. Any other school selecting to restrict applications for a particular grade will automatically waitlist the student, and the parent would then see the bottom pop-up stating that their student is currently on a waitlist due to limited capacity. The parent making application to Midvale Elementary, as used in this example, would also receive this email message stating that their student is on a waitlist at this particular school, but strongly recommended to register at their boundary school. Under the View Permits tab in the Current Permits screen, you will see the Show Confirmed Permits filter to the far right. Once the permit has been confirmed, there are choices available to the principal or designee regarding the student status. If a parent states that they did not receive a confirmation email after the permit was confirmed, the principal or designee may resend the parent email to ensure confirmation. A principal or designee may also add a provision to the permit based on a student's behavior. This means that a contractual agreement for future behavior considerations may be in order for the student to remain on permit. A revoke button also exists for students who may leave your school for another school or who may have been involved in a disciplinary action involving the revocation of the student's permit. Once you click the Revoke button, the principal or designee may access the revoke form in order to complete the necessary action. Once the form is completed, the principal or designee may click Yes to this dialog, and the permit status will be updated accordingly in the View Permits page as well as in Skyward. In the event that a student transfers schools or moves outside of the district, you do not need to fill out a permit revoke form. To bypass the revoke form, click Yes. When the Yes button has been clicked, this will update the screen in the online permit program. It will also update Skyward and put the student's path back to the boundary school. In addition, this action will also notify the parent in an email that the student's permit has been revoked. This is the revoke form that will upload when the revoke button is activated. Principals will use this form to explain their reasoning for revoking a student's permit. Note that signatures will be required from the parent, the principal, and the school performance director, in addition to the special education director and the instructional supports director if the student is involved with any of these programs. This form must be physically printed, filled out, and stored in the student's file. This pop-up will occur when the principal or designee wishes to add a provisional status to the student's permit, along with an information box asking for a brief explanation of the administrative action. Only write information in this box that would be appropriate for third-party review. A note of caution: this field does not constitute the provisional contract. It is merely a summary for quick reference in the View Permits page. The details of the provision should instead be outlined in the provisional contract, to which a link has been provided. This screen shows the actual provisional contract form to be used when issuing a provisional status to the permit. Signatures from the student, the parent, and the administrator are required. Like the permit revoke form, this form must be physically printed, filled out, and stored in the student's file. Both the revoke form and the provisional contract form have been vetted by Canyon School District's legal department. If at any point you would like to review the workflow for processing permits, an instructions tab has been provided which allows for additional questions to be answered for employees accessing various aspects of the online permit domain. For further questions regarding the online permit, you are encouraged to contact Floyd Stensford in the Department of Planning and Enrollment with issues related to permitting students, or Jason Fairborn in IT for questions related to the technical aspects of the online permit program.